Right now I'm top 33 in the world in merge tactics, and today I want to share with you everything that I learned about the mode that allowed me to get there. And there's a lot of tips and tricks and kind of like just general gameplay advice that I have for you in order for you to reach diamond or even top placements in the world. You're going to be able to follow along with all the tips and tricks that I share with you through this gameplay I have right here. This is from yesterday, and these are the games that got me to like top 20 in the world. So this is really high gameplay with very little mistakes. And I'm just gonna go over everything that I have for you. It might be a little bit out of order, but I'm gonna try to get my point pretty clear so you can understand and apply that to your own gameplay as well. I'm gonna start with the simplest thing possible. Just play Spirit Empress. People have to realize that she's just like a lot better than every other ruler. Merge tactics works like this. You have 3 troops in a shop rotation. From those, you can pick one. It might not always be the one that you want, so you decide to sell that troop. But when you sell that troop, you're selling it for 1 less elixir than you buy. But the positive part of this is that when you do that, when you bought that troop and sold it, you got another set of troops, another shop rotation. And within that shop rotation, you might got exactly what you wanted. So, if we just kind of get the basic point across, the higher chances, the more shop rerolls you get, the higher chances of you getting the troop that you want, which is going to be key for you to build your strategy and win the game. So then we have the rulers. Spirit Empress her ability is to give you +1 more elixir for every merge. With normal rulers, you get 1 elixir for every merge. With Spirit Empress, you get 2 elixir for every merge. So then I look at these abilities from all the rulers and I look at it like this. How many rerolls am I able to get from this ruler's ability? If I look at the king, for example, I get 4 elixir for losing a round. I'm gonna get that 4 elixir when I lose a round, and then that allows me to buy and sell 4 units before I'm going into negative elixir. Negative elixir meaning I'm now having less elixir than I started the round with. With Spirit Empress, you're not really losing elixir as long as you're merging troops, because you get that bonus elixir from merging. And you're not only just not losing elixir, you are also gaining it. If you manage to get a lot of merges in the game with Spirit Empress, you're gonna have basically infinite elixir. As long as you're getting merges, you can get more rerolls. And that is the most important thing. With King and with Goblin Queen, you're limited to those 2, 3, 4 rerolls before going into negative. With Spirit Empress, you're only limited to amount of merges you get. And because of that, we just have to learn how to optimize our merges in order for us to not run out of merges, so we basically have infinite shop rotation. How do we start with that? There's few general basic tips on how you can buy and sell your troops for you to be able to maximize this. First thing is to never sell 1-star troop, because with 1-star troop you are just straight up losing 1 elixir. If you sell a 2-star troop, you now got 1 elixir from merge, so you are now only losing 0.5 elixir per troop. If you get a 3-star troop, now you got even more elixir from merging, you're only losing 0.25 elixir per troop if you sell a 3-star troop. So what we want is to always sell at 2 stars or more. At 3 stars, you're usually not going to be selling those troops anymore unless it's like goblins or something. But at 2 star, it is safe to sell. At 1 star, I really don't recommend that unless you have to. But those cases, you just have to kind of have the feeling when is it worth to go for another shop rotation by selling a 1-star troop. The second thing we need is to always pick the cheapest units from the shop. Not always, but at least in the first few rounds of the game. Because if you're taking the cheapest units from the shop, that means that more elixir is left for next rolls of the shop, and you're just trying to get to those merges. So it doesn't matter which troops you have, it just matters for you to get those merges. The third thing we have to focus on is to get the goblins down early game. The goblins have a synergy where they give you another set of goblins or like another goblin every round. So if you have a spear goblin and a stabby goblin on the board at 1 star, that means next round guaranteed one of them is getting a merge, and that just gives you bonus elixir. Again, more elixir for you to spend on shop rerolls. So that is that. And that is basically what you're gonna need in order for you to be able to maximize your merge potential, for you to be able to rotate shop basically as long as you want. But then we have to keep some other things in mind. For example, in some games, people do something called blocking. And if you don't know how this works, basically, I'm gonna put you here like an example. I'm gonna try to paint a picture of how exactly this works. Imagine merge tactics being a basket. In this basket, you have just like a bunch of like cards. You have cards in that basket. They're just like thrown in, not in any specific order, but they're just cards in that. And there is 26 different cards in there. 26 unique cards in that basket, and of each of those 26 unique cards, there is 4 copies. So you have together, what, 24 plus 80 is 104 cards in that basket. Now you pull 3 cards out of that basket, and you can only keep 1. So the other 2 you put in. Then it's the next person's turn. They take 3 out, they can keep 1, other 2 they put back in, and so on. So basically what I'm trying to paint here is that the opponents are taking from the same card pool that you are taking, meaning that there is only a limited amount of troops in the entire game, not just for you, for everyone. The reason why that is important is because that if I'm playing against someone, and for example in my strategy I have Witch, and my Witch is at 2 stars. Now I would like to get a 3-star Witch, but I'm playing against the opponent and he also has a 2-star Witch. All 4 copies of the Witch are taken, meaning I can't get a 3-star Witch until that guy is taken out, because then the cards are going back into the pool. So we can turn that into our benefit. For example, I get into a late round and my cards are 2 stars. And I know I'm gonna have a difficult time actually upgrading everything. And I look at the opponent and he also doesn't have many 3 stars. Let's say he has 1 out of all 6. You check what troop he has. You can take you can rotate your shop. When you see a troop that your opponent has, that your opponent is playing in his strategy, take that troop, place it on the bench. Because the troops on the bench are the same troops that are out of the card pool that are on the board usually played. So that way you have the troop that he is trying to play, and because now there are only 3 copies available for him, he cannot get a 3-star. He can only get 2 stars and then another 1-star copy, which is just not gonna help him. This is called blocking, and if you do that to your opponent, they're just never gonna be able to upgrade those troops, and you don't have to worry about maxing out your entire strategy. So I would actually call that, if you're able to block your opponent at 2 stars, that like you're basically playing everything 2 stars, both of you, I would call that a maxed out game. That for me has the same status of game as if you have everything 3 stars. So let's just go over it again, because I'm not sure how clear I was, but I'll just summarize it quickly. This was just like kind of a deeper explanation of how this stuff works. So number 1, play Spirit Empress because it's the only hero when you're able to have infinite rerolls, you're able to gain elixir, unlike other rulers where you have limited amount of shop rerolls and you're much more luck dependent. Number 2, never sell 1-star troops, always sell at least 2-star troops unless you really must. There are scenarios where you have to do that, but you have to know that. I would say that just with practice, you're gonna learn that. Number 3, take the cheapest cards from your shop in order for you to be able to get as many merges as possible so you can stack your elixir. Number 3, take goblins early game if possible, so you can get those goblins from the synergy and get some extra merges. And number 4 or number 5, I'm not even following, don't ask me why, block your opponent if you can. There are gonna be scenarios where you see like, okay, I have kind of an advantage, I have enough elixir, let's just cycle, upgrade everything to 3 stars. But there are gonna be some other cases when you see like, it is gonna be difficult for me to upgrade, but the opponent also isn't upgraded, let's block him now. Then I have a final tip for you because it's gonna make your life a lot easier. Basically, until you reach diamond, play just one strategy. Just learn one. Don't bother with like 10 different strategies, because if you know how to play one strategy well, here's what you're gonna achieve. Sometimes you're gonna run out of elixir with Spirit Empress. Like, you're not always gonna be completely lucky with shop rotation, and when you run out of elixir, you have to do one of the two things. Either you just stay where you are and you don't do nothing, but then you're kind of risking it because somebody else might be able to upgrade their stuff more. The second thing you can do is to sell some of the troops that you have on the board. Yes, they are important for your strategy, but let's say I sell the P.E.K.K.A right here. Like, if we take this exact game, for example, I sell the P.E.K.K.A here, I have 6, or I don't even know, 5 elixir from the P.E.K.K.A. I have 11. I have the bench full. I have a good chance of getting one of those merges. And as soon as I get one merge, I'm gonna be able to start cycling again. It's really, one merge is basically all it takes in order for you to start training with Spirit Empress. Once I do that, I'm gonna be able to get more shop rerolls. I can get the P.E.K.K.A back. I can upgrade the P.E.K.K.A. I can upgrade other troops as well. And I sold that P.E.K.K.A at 2 stars, which is insanely important for my strategy. But in return, because I took that risk, I was able to get a 2-star P.E.K.K.A back plus a 3-star. That is insanely important to learn, but you have to know which troops to sell. Because in this case, if I sell here a musketeer or a baby dragon, that is way too risky, because someone could block me, someone could take that. And if you don't know your strategy well enough, you're going to be selling the wrong units. And if you sell the wrong units, it can basically cost you the game. So learn one strategy, because you're going to be able to learn how to optimize everything properly, instead of ruining your chances by selling a wrong troop. And all of that should get you to diamond. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't think that if you apply all of that stuff to your gameplay, that you wouldn't be able to reach diamond. I think it should be fairly easy for you. And there we go. Like, one more 3-star, and this game is gonna be completely maxed out. That is the power of Spirit Empress, and you literally can't do this with King or Goblin Queen. It is impossible. You just are not able to get enough elixir. And yeah, that is basically gonna need. If you like this video, if you learned something new, hopefully you're able to reach diamond. If you want more merge tactics content, if you want to see high-level gameplay, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that a lot. And that's gonna be it for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.